Holy moly. Holy googly moogly. Holy shit. Holy poopa loopa. Holy poopa schmoopa doopa loopa. Holy moly. Holy moly. Holy guacamole. Holy stinky guacamole. Holy moly. Holy moly moly guacamole. That's right. Guess who's back? Me. I'm back. It's me, Pappy the First. I'm back. Wow. Like I am every night. Is it really that exciting anymore when I come back? Do you guys even like when I come back? I'm here every night. Welcome in, Pinballer. Welcome in. 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 Okay, a big nightgown. This is not a nightgown, okay? It's not a nightgown, okay? Guys, I talked about how I sleep nude, like, last week. I don't wear a nightgown, okay? This is just a dress, okay? But welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing tonight? Yeah, I actually don't know. Let me actually start. Well, actually, I do know. It is MTF Monday. Yep. MTF Monday. Back again. Strikes again. MTF Monday. Wow. Aren't you guys excited for MTF Monday? You guys don't seem very excited for MTF Monday right now, okay? And it's little disappointing. Yeah, like y'all. Yeah, it's a fairy princess. Yes, that's the dress. See, Rogie Pogie gets it. Okay, Pinballer did not. Welcome in, Sebastian. Uh, MTF Monday is back. All right, I'm going live on TikTok. Hold up. Wow. Okay, wow. Okay, there we go. Oh shoot, I kicked that with my leg. Oops. She really went all fairy tonight? Yeah. And you guys better not complain about it because you're always like, why don't you wear something cute? Okay, I'm wearing something cute. Okay? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Yeah, I am like your fairy godmother tonight. I guess. That's cool. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. How are we doing tonight? We're doing good, I hope. Okay, I'm doing good. Sorry for the late start tonight. Usually I start stream a little earlier, but I decided to go skate this evening after editing a video and like doing a bunch of other editing. And then I took a shower, and then I was like, oh, it's already 8 o'clock almost? Dang! That's crazy. You skated it? I did not skate in this. I took a shower. I was wearing different clothes. So, but thank you for the 5-day streak, Nizkit. Wow, very awesome. Of course, this bum is streaming right now. Okay, yeah. Created on February 28th, following since February 28th. Yeah, buddy, you get sniped. Yeah, buddy, you're getting banned. Yeah. Oh man. Good. My family. Oh, my family. My family country, the Dominican Republic, defeated Israel in World Baseball Classic. I feel like the Dominican Republic's got to have a really good baseball team. I feel like a large portion of the MLB is like Dominican Republic players. So, uh, when did you find out about your sexuality? What do you mean? Like, when did I realize I was bisexual, or when did I come out as bi? Because those are very different questions. Um, yeah. So, yeah. Um, yeah. Would you say the same? Would you say you kept the same amount of strength? Oh no, I definitely lost like strength. Not that I had much muscle mass because I was like had eating issues. Um, but but um, but in terms of like I skateboarded, um, and like skateboarding wise, I noticed like I couldn't pop like my skateboard as high. But yeah, Pappy, please talk to me on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah. You literally created your account 28 like a week ago and we're already like being weird in chat. So now you're banned in a year. Bye bye. Bye bye. What age did you transition? I started well, I came out when I was 18. But I started transitioning like I started hormones at 19. Um, so yeah, and I'm 24 now. I lied. I'm actually 79 years old. Everyone knows that. Welcome in, Minnesota. Welcome in. Um, yeah. Yeah. But welcome in, everybody. What age did you think something is amiss with me? I mean, I guess I kind of always felt off, but I didn't start to put the pieces together until probably about sophomore year of high school. And then I didn't want to come out in high school. I was just too afraid to like come out in high school. Um, yeah, kind of more so figured out I was bisexual and trans at the same time, I guess. Do you regret not starting at 18? I mean, I came out when I was 18. And like the time that I spent from like 18 to 19, in terms of like waiting to get on HRT was like that time I went to like three different therapists and one psychologist. Um cuz like the first therapist I went to, I only saw for like 1 to 2 sessions. And it wasn't that they were bad. It's just our insurance didn't cover him. So then I went to another therapist, which was like an interim therapist. Well, I searched for like the therapist that I then had for like 3 years. So did it hurt when you fell from heaven? It actually really did. I broke a couple bones on the way down. But yeah, it was pretty rough, pretty rough. It sounds like you have a supportive family though, which is good. Yeah, I do have a pretty supportive family. Um, yeah. Yeah. Um, were your parents accepting? Yeah, they did. They didn't say we knew. Uh when I first came out, they kind of seemed surprised. My mom was like, "I thought you were just gay." She said that like when I first came out to them. My mom was like, "I don't know. I thought you were kind of gay. I didn't expect this, but yeah." Um, so I guess my parents probably thought like something was up, but yeah. I also did like I never like I knew from a pretty like I don't know. It's interesting because a lot of like gender stuff, like you get like it gets internalized young. Um, like obviously I was bullied my whole life for being too feminine, you know. And then it's like people are like, "You're so feminine. Why don't you just be a girl?" And then you become a girl, and then people are like, "You're a man." It's like, okay, dude. Okay, whatever. But yeah. Um but yeah, I mean like a lot of like gender stuff, I didn't really tell my parents about that stuff. Or really anyone about that stuff. I kind of kept that. Whoop. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. Um, yeah. Sick dress, thank you. Uh, yeah. I haven't drinking water in like 2 days. Tubby Earth, you need to drink some water. Um, Pappy's mom, quote, "You're gay." Pappy, well, yes, also no, but also backwards. Yeah, it is funny. I came out as bisexual to my parents uh like a year and a half after like starting hormones. Um but also thank you for the follow, Taylor. Thank you for the follow. Um I'm in the exact same situation you were in at 19. Uh in 4 months. So glad to hear. Yeah. I think too it's like I started as early as I possibly could. I guess like maybe I could have come out in high school, but I think I didn't really get bullied in high school. But I think I just had like so much trauma and stuff from elementary school and middle school that I was just like, yeah, no, I ain't doing that. But I guess it all worked out. So yeah. I hope people will be nice to you. Keep people who you like, regardless. Yeah, I mean, people are pretty nice to me. I got bullied for being autistic. Yeah, that's rough. Real talk. I got bullied for being dyslexic. Kids would ask me, they'd be like, "Why are you gone for half? Why do you go to a separate room for half the day? Why do you have a teacher that's specifically assigned to you?" And I was like, yeah, I don't dyslexia. No read good. Um, I think a necklace would suit that outfit perfectly. I did not actually put on a necklace. Actually, you're right. Chatter, you're right. You're actually so right. Chat, chat's right. Okay, I forgot to put on the necklace. Okay. But yeah. Um, yeah. And then I started making money from all my nerdy special interest. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. People always love to hate on like the weird kids start being successful. I don't know. I think it's like I feel like if you're a kid that's out of the norm, it's like you have like a 50-50 shot of whether you're going to be like a well-adjusted empathetic person or whether you're going to be like taking out your trauma on people in the future. Like I feel like most of like billionaires are kind of like kids that got bullied in school and they just are like, yeah, I'm gonna make it everyone else's problem now. Fit reveal, News Kit redeemed the fit reveal. This why I got on today. It's the fit today. Very cool, very wow. Did you start growing your hair out at 19 or was it longer? I started growing my hair out during COVID. So I started growing my hair out like 6 months before I even came out. So yeah. Um, it's also like I've like my hair has been at this length for like the past probably 2.5 years, but it took like 3 years, 4 years to get to this length. I guess it could be longer. I just like I don't want my hair to be all the way down to your butt. Like I don't want my hair to be all the way down to my butt, because then I feel like what happens if I go to wipe my butt and then my hair like gets caught in the poopy. Like I don't want that. Ew, gross. Gross. You look like a woke Disney. I am a woke Disney princess. Yeah, yeah. That's the point. That's why I'm wearing the outfit. Yeah. Tom Cruise. and Keanu Reeves are also dyslexic. I did not know that. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of creative people that tend to be dyslexic. Because dyslexia, dyslexic people tend to be more creative. Because, like, the way dyslexia works is pretty much like the sides of the brain that normally do things for people is flipped in dyslexic people, which means like you're like your brain that processes like creativity is more. It's a whole thing. Dyslexic people are also better at pattern recognition, which is another thing. Your brain is cross-eyed, pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Have you had FFS? I haven't had any trans-related surgery, so no. The only surgery that I've ever had is getting my wisdom teeth removed. But other than that, I haven't had any surgeries, so I have not had FFS. Are more people with dyslexia left-handed versus right-handed? I don't know. I'm ambidextrous though, so like it's kind of weird. I write with my right hand, but I do a lot of other things with my left hand mostly. But I don't know if there's like studies that show that I don't know dyslexic people are more like predisposed to being left-handed or right-handed. Um, how long have you been on HRT? I've been on HRT for roughly about 4.5 years. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to. Oh my god, I'm trying to turn off my alarm because I just took my medication for my so I don't need my alarm. BBL win. Never. Okay, getting a BBL, yeah, I don't know. It's like it's not worth it. Like the amount of risks that come with getting a BBL, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Like the fact that it's like fairly common to get necrosis or for the BBL to migrate, it's just not worth it. Um, I've been on T for 7 months. Congratulations! Wow. Yeah, I don't plan on getting a BBL. Also thank you, Durburger Darway for the follow. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm also live on Twitch right now. By the way, I thought you should know. Yeah, but yeah, but yeah, BBL. No, the only I guess like gender related surgery that I want to get is bottom surgery. Um, it's the only thing that I really like still have dysphoria around. So yeah, but other than that, yeah. You should be casted for the sister in Frozen in the live action remake, not the one with white hair. You mean Anna? Bro, you don't even know Frozen. Okay, to be honest, I don't like Frozen that much. Kind of a mid. Kind of a mid. Keep the sword, bro. Shut up. I'm not gonna keep something that causes me pain and misery, dude. That. Yeah, no. No, thank you. Um, you don't even know Frozen after mispronouncing Anna's name is crazy. Anna's, I get, whatever, dude. Whatever. Um, yeah. My brain is weird. My brain never hated bottom stuff before E, but after E, my brain didn't like other parts of my body. Interesting. Rigor mortis. I already did a fit reveal, but I guess you redeemed it. Okay, this the fit today. Wow, I can't back up more because I've run into the bed. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah, I just like, yeah. Yeah. How big is your makeup collection? Not that big. I don't really do that much makeup. I don't know. I like makeup, but I don't really wear that much. I kind of have like two eyeshadow palettes that I use, and they're kind of smaller. One's like a red and brown, and the other is like a silver and black, like eyeshadow palette. And then I have just like one singular blush that I use. Um, yeah, and then I like right now I have eyeshadow, and then I did mascara, blush, and then lip gloss. I don't wear that much makeup. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a humble brag, but it's like a preference thing. I don't know. Like some people like wearing makeup. It's an art style. I mean, it's an artistic expression. I just it's not that I don't like makeup. I just like I don't know. For me, I'm like I'd rather spend like 15 to 20 minutes doing my makeup than like an hour doing my makeup. So it's just like a personal preference. Yeah. Yeah. Your lashes are so majestic. Yeah, they do. When I put mascara on, they look kind of fake, but then they're real. I don't wear mascara as much because it always makes my eyes very dry. So kind of try to avoid it. Not avoid it, but I just don't use it as much. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. Also thank you, Stumpy, for the heart meat. Thank you for the heart meat. Yeah, I'm sleepy AF. I'll catch the VOD. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. It is kind of late. I did kind of go live kind of late today. So I don't blame y'all. I don't blame y'all. Okay. Um yeah, if y'all gotta go to bed. Um yeah, also thank you for the heart meat, or thank you for the rose. What are you looking at? And thank you for the rosa. I wish I had freckles. Freckles are a blessing and a curse because, okay, they look kind of cute, but they could also be cancerous. Yeah, skin cancer runs in both sides of my family. So I'm like, I have a bunch of freckles, so I'm constantly like checking them, being like, none of them are growing? Cool. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah. Are you trans? Yes, Batman. Oh no, I revealed your identity, Bruce Wayne. Shit. Ah, poop. Ah, poop, dude. Is there a particular reason for the dress? I get dressed up one time and y'all are like, "Is there a particular reason for the dress?" No? Just wanted to get dressed up tonight. Um, there's makeup to simulate freckles, yeah. Um, I love your nails. I love how it matches. I didn't even do that on purpose. These are kind of rough. I did these like 2 weeks ago. Like, she has a hot date. I don't though. I literally got dressed up because it's MTF Monday, and we'll be talking about dating while trans. See, you guys wouldn't own this. Okay, you guys should read the title sometimes. Um, yeah, sometimes you guys should read the title. Watch out. There's a creeper behind you. Don't worry, I'm in creative mode. I'm in creative mode. Yeah. I love how chatters come in and they're like, "You never pay attention to me. You never answer my questions." And then they just like They're just like, stop ignoring me, but they've never even typed in chat once. Do you DJ? Nah. But TikTok, I will be switching over to TikTok. I will be switching over to Twitch. So if you want to continue watching the live stream, okay, go over to Twitch and watch the rest of the live stream there. All right, bye bye TikTok. Bye bye TikTok. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Wow. Wow, guys, can you guys believe it? Can you guys believe it? Holy crap, guys. Guess how much I made. Guess how much I made today. Ooh, you guys aren't gonna guess this. Holy shit. You guys get that? Yeah, I made 4 cents, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you guys wish you could be as rich as me. You guys wish. You guys wish. You guys just aren't like that, you know? Damn it. It was the first 4 numbers. Yeah. Okay. But you can't afford to give yourself 2 cents twice. Very nice. Yeah. I can't afford to give myself 4 pennies. 4 pennies. I'm basically rolling in it. I'm basically money. Okay. Money queen. Okay. Money. Okay. Wow. Also, thank you, the Lucky Duckworth for the follow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. You can make more money, just on $1 in stocks. Nah. If you put $1 into stocks and you needed it to go up 4 cents, you would need it to increase by 4%. The stock market over year usually goes up by 7% on average. Or not 7%. It usually goes up by like 8 to 10%. So maybe if you had like 4 months, but in this market, I'm guessing the stock market's kind of going to be in free fall this week. Because of Orange Man, because Orange Man said, let's buy my RAM. Dumbass fucking loser. Yeah. You need as many hands to pinch all those pennies. Yeah. All right. So, welcome in, everybody. Oh my God, welcome in. You know what today is. That's right. It is MTF Monday. Oh, wow. Where every Monday on my live stream on twitch.tv, I talk about trans-related topics. So what are we talking about today? Chat, we're going to be talking about dating while trans. Whoa! Crazy. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, Vanna redeemed the fit reveal. Hold up, I'll do a fit reveal and then we'll talk. We'll get into it, okay? Wow, the fit reveal, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, very nice. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Dating well trans. It's a pretty complicated thing to navigate. Pretty wild thing to navigate. It's not easy to date while you're trans. But I have roughly 4 to 5 years experience, okay, being trans and being in the dating scene, okay, being in the dating world, okay. In terms of like dating, okay, I've had plenty of hookups in that time, and one, like, not long, I would say like medium term relationship. Okay. So we're going to talk about like what to look out for. Okay. Should you be dating or not? Okay. Because sometimes it's best to not date. Okay. And work on yourself. We're going to be talking about who to date, what dating apps to use, like in person, all that good stuff. Okay. So, okay, the first and most obvious thing, okay, that you need to know about dating, okay, in our modern landscape, regardless of whether you're trans or not, okay, there's different ways you can date nowadays, okay? Now, there's in person dating apps. Oh, well, there's in person and there's dating apps. And maybe social media, but I think that third one's not worth talking about. Because, like, how many people do you know that have DM'd someone random on Instagram and been like, oh, baby, you're so pretty, and been successful? I get hundreds of DMs like that. Okay, and I can tell you those men are not successful. Okay, sometimes those women are not successful. Sometimes it's women too. Okay, 99% of it is men though. Yeah. Um, but I think let's first talk about if you're meeting in person. So obviously dating in person, it's been time told, true method, thousands of years old. Okay, people have been dating in person for forever. Okay, whatever. It's pretty normal. Okay, dating in person. So I guess there's like a couple different ways you can go about it. You can either meet people through friends or mutual friends. Like you can be friends with someone, or you can be friends with someone and you both end up knowing one friend and then meeting at like a party or something. There's always that option. Which I think in terms of like being trans is probably the safest. Because most likely, if you're trans, your friends probably know that you're trans. And if you build up rapport with someone and you're friends with someone and they know you're trans, okay, and feelings start to develop, that's like, I would say fairly safe, It's like not much to worry about. There's bars and clubs, um, which you can do, okay? I think the issue with bars and clubs is they're a little bit riskier if you're trans, because obviously, like every time I go to a bar or club, I get hit on, and I'm like, I don't know if I should tell this guy that's hitting on me, because it's almost always a guy. Okay. Sometimes it is a lesbian. Okay, I did go to a lesbian bar one time and I did get hit on by a woman. So I'm just saying, like, when you get hit on at a like bar or a club, they probably don't know you're trans. So um I would just be like careful with meeting people in person that way, at least dating wise. It can be horrendous out here as a trans femme in North Carolina. Okay, I was a trans femme out in North Carolina for many years, and I did not have an issue. I think it depends on which area you're in North Carolina, because I was in a major North Carolina city, so that probably makes a factor in it. But if you're in rural North Carolina, it probably fucking sucks. It probably stinks. Probably stink like poo poo. Ooh, yucky. Yucky. Do you like getting hit on? I don't know. It depends. I don't know. Sometimes, like, it really depends on the guy. Like if the guy's mildly attractive, I'm like, okay. It also depends on how they hit on you. Because some guys, the way they hit on you, they're like, oh, you're so sexy. I want to kiss you. It's like, okay, whoa, 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 slow down. But sometimes people approach you and they're like, chatting up and then they get kind of flirty, which is like I think the way that you would do it. All right, and then there's all sorts of dating apps, okay? There's Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Her, Feld, etc., etc. There's way more dating apps, okay? I'm just going to talk about the ones that I've used and the ones that I've had experience on. Tinder, okay, I will say, Tinder, you get the most amount of volume, okay? If you're on Tinder, okay, most people are on Tinder. It's like the primary dating app, okay? The issue with Tinder is people are not clear about their intentions, whether they want long term or short term. Okay, people will put on their Tinder bios that, oh, I want a short term relationship, but really what they want is a long term relationship. People on Tinder will also say, oh, I want a long term relationship, but really they only want a short term relationship. I think Tinder is great for one thing only, and that is hookups and casual dating. Okay, if you want serious dating, okay, Tinder is not your place. Okay, Tinder, not it. Okay, okay. I think Tinder, you get the most amount of volume. Okay, you get the most amount of matches. Okay, there's the most people on there, and it is great for finding people to hook up with. Okay, but in terms of like serious dating, it's not the best. Maybe casual dating where it's like, yeah, you just want to go on dates and have fun, like, sure, and then maybe something evolves from there. But that's just one thing. I was going to use Plenty of Fish until I noticed every true. Plenty of Fish is a Christian site. All right. Then there's Hinge, okay? Hinge is, how do I say this in the most, how do I say this in a, Hinge is where all the boring people are, okay? I'm just gonna say it, okay? The people on Hinge have no personality. Hinge, I think if you want to meet a long-term partner and you're a boring person who works a boring 9 to 5, and you just want someone that's just like chill, Hinge is probably your place. But for someone that's a little wild and crazy like me, okay, and is mentally ill and funny and hot and sexy and evil and transgender, and like kinky and gay, Hinge is not the best place. Hinge is not the best place. I guess I should also mention Hinge. If you're a lesbian, don't even bother with Hinge. Okay? If you're bisexual or you're a straight trans woman, like Hinge, if you want like a boring milquetoast guy, great, okay? But if you're a lesbian on Hinge, okay, you're wasting your time. Okay? You're wasting your time. What's wrong with boring? Nothing wrong with boring, okay? Some people like buttered toast, okay? Okay? Some people want more adventurous taste, okay? Just know if you have more adventurous taste, probably not gonna find it on Hinge. Okay, you're probably not gonna find it on Hinge, okay? Yeah. But there's not many people on Hinge that are looking for like short-term hookups. Most people on Hinge are looking for like serious long-term relationships. So if that's what you're looking for, Hinge is definitely your place, okay? Okay, Bumble. Bumble has changed very much throughout the years. It used to be only women could message first, and now you have to message in the first 24 hours. Bumble, I think, for dating women, Bumble is actually pretty good. Okay, if you're a lesbian, Bumble is actually fairly good, I will say. Okay, if you're a straight woman or bisexual woman, okay, avoid Bumble. Okay, the men that use Bumble are the ones that are like, yeah, I'm woke. But then behind closed doors, they'll treat you like a piece of shit. And they'll be misogynist and racist. Okay, not that that's all men on Bumble. I'm general overview. Okay, general overview. Okay, Yeah. Um, yeah. And I think, like I said, I feel like the issue that I have with Bumble is you have to message someone within the first 24 hours of both of you matching. And I think that kind of sucks. Um, because honestly, like I don't check the apps every day when I'm on the apps. So it's like, I don't know. But I think Bumble is good. You're not going to get as much volume, but if you're a lesbian, I feel like a lot of lesbians do use Bumble, and it is fairly good for dating women, okay? Her is a lesbian dating app, okay? They actually reached out to me one time and being like, hey, do you want to do a sponsorship? And that's how I actually found out about the app. I never took the sponsorship because they had like a strict deadline. They like sent me an email of like, oh, can you do an ad for us? You have a week to do it like once you sign the contract. And I was like, I've never used the app before. Um, but having used the app now, if you are a lesbian, okay, or a bisexual woman into woman, okay, her is a fantastic dating app, okay? I think her is probably the best dating app on this list, okay? I think the features that her uses is what I wish every dating app would use, okay? Because her not only shows you like 5 people each day that liked you, so it's not like you're like when you're swiping on Tinder, it's like you don't know if someone matched with you. But on her, it'll show you like people that actually liked your profile. So you end up getting a decent amount of matches on her. Um and also too, I feel like because it is too a lesbian dating app, there's plenty of like features to say like, oh, I'm kinky, or oh, I'm trans. Very accepting, inclusive place. Also, they do have like a section called events, which if you're in a major city, it will tell you when there are lesbian or queer events happening near you, and it'll tell you people that are also saying they're going there. Okay. So not only is it a great dating app, but it's a great way to find like queer friendly and lesbian spaces and lesbian events in your area. Okay. Is it trans friendly? It is extremely trans friendly. Okay. It's very friendly. It's not like events to have spicy time. Most of the events are like, oh, this is like a lesbian night at a bar, or oh, this is like a DJ, but like DJ night, but they're playing like songs from lesbian artists, stuff like that. Um, then there's the last one on the list. Okay, Feld. Okay, if you don't know what Feld is a dating app for kinky people. Okay, most of Feld is couples, ethical non-monogamous people, okay, and very kinky people. Okay, if you are not into kink, if you are not into like any sort of kink stuff, you shouldn't be on Feld. You really like if you create a Feld and you're like, oh, I'm looking for casual dating. Yeah. 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 Don't use Feld if you're just trying to casual date, okay? But if you are into like BDSM or like have really weird kinks, okay, chances are you can probably find it on Feld. Um, I feel like Feld, you don't get necessarily like volume of matches, but usually when you match with someone on Feld, it's because like y'all have similar kinky interests, okay? So, so yeah, those are kind of your options when it comes to dating, like, or finding people. I guess not dating. Those are your options when it comes to finding people, okay, to date as a trans person. Okay, so I think this is the most important part of dating while you're trans. If you take away any part from this video, It should be this part right here. Okay, I'm pointing at the computer screen, but like y'all can't even see the computer screen. Okay, and that is, when should you tell someone you're trans? Okay, and there's kind of different ways and different timelines that people like to tell the person they're seeing when they're trans. Um, so obviously, if you're dating like a friend, like if you start dating a friend or like mutual friend, they might already know. Um, but I think you can tell someone right away. So this obviously is like putting it in your dating profiles. Um, or like if someone's hitting on you, telling it right away. Um, I do not like telling people right away. Some people like telling others right away, because it does weed out a lot of people who aren't interested in you. But also telling people right away, it weeds out some people that are not going to be interested in you at all. But it also attracts people who are also going to be very interested in you. Okay, look at me. Very interested in you. Okay. Very interested in you. Also, I feel like there's a lot of risks that come with this. I've been banned off Tinder like twice. Like when I used to put that I was trans in my like gender description, like as my gender marker, I got banned off of Tinder twice. Um, and since taking that out of my gender profile and just saying woman, I haven't gotten like banned off Tinder, but I've gotten banned off Tinder twice for that, because Tinder just works like if people report you enough. Also too, it's led to like when I did have it in my bio, um, I did get a lot of hate. Like I would get people that would match with me just to call me slurs and stuff like that. Honestly, just like I feel like it also depends on the dating app. Like if you're on somewhere like or Feld, where people are much more open, okay, I don't think telling people like right away that you're trans is really that bad, okay? But if you're on somewhere like Tinder or Bumble, okay, or Hinge, where people of all different uh ethnic and political backgrounds are, I guess more so political backgrounds are, maybe not the best idea. Um yeah, it can also be dangerous and become violent if you tell someone right away, like especially if you're at like a bar or out somewhere publicly, and someone's hitting on you and you like tell them right away that you're trans, like yeah. Um so you can also tell someone, this is when I like to tell people I'm trans, is like right before a first date. I usually like to do it over text before we make any plans. Like I'm like, hey, I'm interested in you. Like I'd love to go on a first date. Just letting you know I'm trans. If you're no longer interested, that's perfectly fine. I think it's important to give the person an out, okay? Don't just drop the bomb on them and be like, hey, I'm trans. Okay, that's kind of like wild, okay? At least be like, hey, I'm trans. If you're no longer interested, I get it. It's cool. No hurt feelings. We can both go our separate ways. It's also too, it's like it's before even a first date, so there's no stakes. You haven't even met each other. You haven't gotten an attachment yet. Like it's fine. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Also, thank you, glorified goldfish. Thank you. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. Then some people like to tell people after a couple dates that they're trans. I don't like to do this because if I'm interested in someone, I'll usually sleep with them on the first date. Um, I want to test the cuisine, I guess. Is that, you know, but yeah, I think the risk with like telling someone after a couple dates that you're trans is that they have a like really negative reaction to it. Um, but there's also in terms of like there's risk of telling someone you're trans at any point. So telling someone after a couple dates that you're trans, it also too is like if you tell them after a couple dates, you know, they might lose interest, or I guess it's like they might have already had an interest in you, so they're like, "Oh, you're trans. I guess I don't really care then." Because they get to know you for you, not like you for your ween. Um, yeah. Would you be like, "I'm trans" if you care? I usually send like it's usually like 2 to 3 sentences where I'm like, "I'm trans. I would love to go on a second date with you," or I would not second date. I'd love to go on a first date with you. If you're no longer interested, that's perfectly fine. Like I get it. If not, let's go on this date. That's the way I say it. There's pros and cons to all of these. And then there's the fourth option, which only works if you've had really good bottom surgery, okay? And that's that you never tell the other person that you're trans. Okay? I've heard of some trans women that have had bottom surgery do this, okay? I think this is absolutely psychotic. Okay? I think like look, you like sometimes being trans is like people don't need to know, like whatever, okay? But if you're in a serious committed relationship, I feel like your partner should know that about you. But that's just me. It doesn't sound fair to the partner. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, if you're trans, who should you avoid at all cost? Who should you not date? Okay, this is my do not date. Do not date. Okay, if this happens, okay, if you are starting to pick up on this, on any of like these kinds of actions, abort. Okay, abort, 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 abort. Okay, pretend you're a fetus. Okay, in a blue state. Okay, abort, abort. Okay. Number one, chasers. Okay. Doesn't matter if they're men or women. Okay. Or trans people. Okay. Trans people can be chasers too. Okay. Don't date people who just view you as a fetish, who just view you as a sexual object. That's essentially what chasers are doing. Okay. Chasers are only interested in trans people as a sexual fetish or sexual interest, kink, whatever. Okay. Avoid dating people like that, okay? Just avoid them, okay? um there's a difference between preference and chaser. Yeah, I think uh I don't know, it's a fine line. I don't know, because the way I see it is like someone saying, yeah, there's no difference in a preference in race while dating versus like races, but I don't know. I kind of view like if you have a preference for trans people, I don't know. To me, that's kind of a little weird. Like I don't. I kind of view that as a little chasery. Um. Um. Okay. But just avoid chasers. Okay. Nothing good is gonna come out of it. Okay. Um. Uh. People would never say it if someone has a preference for cis people. I don't know, but having a preference for trans people, to me, like the only way that makes sense to me in like having a preference for trans people is like if you're trans yourself and you want to date another trans person more so for like emotional reasons, like a mutual understanding of what it's like to be trans. I guess. I just like I don't know. I think if someone is only with you because they're trans or they prefer trans people, it's a little weird. It's like, to me, it kind of gives the same vibe of like only dating one race and then being like, it's just a preference. Like, that's a little weird. It's a little fetishizy, you know? Um, yeah. Um, um, yeah. But just avoid chasers, okay? And like I said earlier, okay, women can be chasers too, okay? My worst interaction with a chaser was actually with a woman, okay? I'm just saying, women can be chasers too, just like men can be chasers, okay? Avoid chasers, okay? Just avoid, if people are like, oh yeah, I just have a preference in trans people, or oh yeah, I really just like, I really love women with penis, like, just avoid them. Avoid them, okay? Okay? If they only view you as a sexual object, that's not a relationship you want to be in. Yeah. Um, what if he discovers you're trans in a natural way in a heated moment? Like you're taking a risk, keeping it secret, and letting him find out. But it could be magic in the moment. Like, don't all straight men chase women? Like, it's not about like finding out someone is trans in the moment. There are people who specifically try to find trans people because they are sexually interested in what trans people can provide them. Okay? I wish I had chasers, Veronica. No, you don't. No, you don't. You really don't. Okay? Like being, you don't want to be in a relationship where someone only views you as an object and only views you through a lens of like fulfilling their sexual gratification. Like that's not a good basis for a relationship. Okay? That's not a relationship you want to be in. Um yeah. Um Also, another thing to avoid if you're trans. Okay, if someone will not go into public with you or doesn't want to go into public with you, don't date them. Okay, if they're not willing to take you on date nights, if they're not willing to go out to restaurants, walk on the street with you, okay, okay, even though they might be okay with you being trans, like, don't date someone who's not going to want to be with you publicly. There's plenty of people that will like be interested in trans women and will date trans women, but they're like, I don't want to be seen publicly with a trans woman because the connotations are like what people might think if they're seen with a trans woman. So just avoid people who don't want to be seen in public with you. I think a good way to test this out is like for a first date. Okay, this is like obviously if you're a woman in general, this is just advice, but more so especially if you're a trans woman. Okay, make sure the first date is somewhere public, restaurant, coffee shop, like etc. Okay, don't go on the first date with the guy that's just like, hey babe, why don't you just come over and we watch a movie at my place? Okay, because I've definitely matched with guys that are like, oh yeah, I'm interested, but like, let's have the first date at my place. And I'm like, no, let's go out somewhere. And they're like, no, I just don't. It's like, okay, so you just don't want to be seen in public with me, you know? Okay. Also, another thing to avoid, don't date people who push your boundaries, okay? And I think it's important in relationships to set boundaries, okay? Just like in any relationship, okay? But don't date someone who constantly pushes your boundaries, okay? If you're not comfortable with something sexually, okay, emotionally, physically, whatever, okay, and they decide to push that boundary, don't be with them. Okay, you're wasting your time. Okay, I think a lot of people, especially trans people, end up in relationships where they, they're like, oh, he might have violated my boundary this time, but where am I going to find another person that's going to accept me? Uh, but here's the thing: it's better to be single than in a dangerous romantic relationship, especially if you're trans. Especially if you're trans. Okay, most violence that happens against trans women is usually from sexual or like partners in a relationship. Okay, and if they're willing to push your boundaries in one way, they're probably going to push your boundaries in other ways. Okay. It might start off as pushing your boundaries socially, and then it might lead to pushing your boundaries in the bedroom. Okay. It's just avoid people who constantly and consistently push your boundaries. Just avoid that. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Also, don't date people that love bomb you or are trying to rush into a relationship. Obviously, this is like just like a common dating advice, okay? But if someone's trying to move faster than you're ready for in a relationship, you can tell them to slow down, but if they don't slow down, like again, that's pushing your boundaries. Like, and also too, I think taking your time in a relationship isn't a bad thing. Um Also, too, rushing into a relationship can make it so it's harder to get out. The deeper you're in a relationship, sometimes the harder it is to end a relationship. Also, this should just go for saying if you're trans, okay? Don't date people who don't respect your gender identity, okay? I feel like that's kind of a given, okay? Um, Also, don't date people who are a little too curious, okay? There's a point, like if you're trans and you're in the dating world, okay, and you're dating around, you're dating people, okay, you will get questions, okay? But avoid people who ask too many questions. I think there's a valid amount of questions, but it's like if every conversation you're having, or a lot of the conversations you're having, come back to them asking about trans related stuff, don't date them. Okay? Chances are, okay, they're either like kind of weird and chasery, okay, or they're probably maybe trans themselves, okay? And I know, like, I think too, as like trans people, we can kind of like see, like, oh, egg moment, okay? But don't date an egg, okay? I think it's best to not date people that are like early in their transition, just because being early in your transition is a very emotional and turbulent time. And I don't think dating someone that's like, or starting a relationship with someone that's questioning a lot of things around their gender, like you could stay friends with them, but relationship, maybe not the best, okay? And maybe like down the line, maybe when they're more cemented in their identity, okay, maybe then, okay? But just like avoid people who are too curious. Also, too, like too curious. Oftentimes, I will like match with guys, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not really interested," but then they'll keep talking to me. They'll keep asking questions, and usually they're like weird sexual questions, and I just like cut them off. I just ghost them. Okay, because why do you want to know about my penis size? You just said you weren't interested. You know, like it's yeah, it's just like avoid people like that. Um, Also, another group to not date. Okay, don't date your family members. Okay, that's this isn't trans related advice. Okay, this is just advice. Okay, cousins, brothers, mothers, sisters. Okay, don't date them. Okay, wow, wow, Pappy anti incest. Wow. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. Um, so in terms of trans, okay, talked about who not to date, who to avoid. Actually, well, um, my ex wasn't able to come out or felt comfortable coming out um because he was in a pro Trump house. Uh Once we got together, he felt comfy coming out. Okay, being in the closet is different from someone that's like questioning. Questioning and being in the closet are very different stages. I feel like. Also, thank you, Mike C 99 for the follow. Also, I'm not saying like you should abandon someone that might be questioning their gender, okay, or stuff like that. I'm more so saying like if someone's questioning their gender, you probably shouldn't be exploring a romantic relationship with them yet. Okay, you can stay friends. I feel like, but maybe it's just like I don't know. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Honestly, being in the closet is more of a red flag to me. Yeah. I wouldn't really want to date someone that's in the closet either. Uh. I think it depends. Like in the closet to everyone in your life. I guess it depends on the situation. It's just like yeah. I really don't think it's a good idea to date people that are like early like questioning or just came out of the closet. I think you need to give them some time to work on themselves. I don't know. Unless you're already in like a long-term committed relationship. Um yeah. I created a dating profile and got no hit. Should I pay for the higher visibility package? No. Don't spend money on dating apps. It's a waste of money. Spending money on dating apps is a waste of money. Okay. Um. Yeah. I think too. Like sometimes too, dating profiles. Like every person's dating profile is different, and some people have really bad dating profiles. Um. Like some people just don't even write a bio. Okay. Kind of wild. Okay. Um. So who to date if you're trans? Okay. Also, welcome in, Serrated Swan. Welcome in. Also, thank you, Mike C 99 for the follow. Um, yeah. Um, so who to date if you're trans? Okay, couple different options for you. Okay, you can go the T for T route, like the most common route. Okay. You can date other trans people. Some people find it really comforting to date other trans people. They find that like there's a sense of like mutual understanding of like being trans and stuff like that. For me, I feel like I'm okay with dating trans men. Trans women sometimes. It's not that I don't find trans women attractive. I do. I just like in terms of dating, I don't feel like I can be the best partner support wise. Cuz like I don't like sometimes like listening to my trans femme friends like talk about their dysphoria or stuff like makes me feel a little dysphoric sometimes. And that's where sometimes I feel like I wouldn't be able to show up as a T for T partner. So it just depends. Some people love dating T for T, okay? Some people love it. I'm kind of neutral on it. I've been with a couple of trans guys, been with a few trans women. Um, I think it's okay. I just end up like there's more cis people like to date, so I end up dating more cis people, I guess. Um, yeah. Um, I also really love the idea of T for T route, but I also want kids. You can't adopt. Crazy idea. Or surrogate. Yeah. Um, date people who respect your boundaries, okay? Obviously, I said people don't date people who don't respect your boundaries, but if someone respects your boundaries, that's someone like I guess it's this hand. Marriage material right there, okay? Uh date someone who you enjoy being around. If you don't enjoy being around a person, why are you dating them? Why are you dating them? Yeah. And also, date people who are good in bed, okay? Just good advice, okay? Happy sex life, happy life. But yeah. Um I think dating, like when you're trans, if someone respects you, um cool with you being trans, and isn't like weird about it, it's kind of all you need. Um just someone who respects your boundaries, someone who respects you, like great. I hope I'm not bothering you. I get the feeling I might be. You're not bothering me. You're just writing like long ass paragraphs. I don't got time to read that. Um, yeah. Um, what do you mean good in bed? Like good at sleeping? Like good at sleeping and good at or like this. Like that's what I mean by good in bed. You know? That's what I mean by good in bed. Um, what if you are inexperienced in bed? You don't need to be experienced to be good in bed, okay? The best advice I can tell you, okay, if you want to be better in bed, being good in bed is about listening to your partner, okay? It is about listening to your partner's words, their wants, their needs, and their body, okay? That's how you can be a good sexual partner, okay? And also too, remember it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, okay? Okay? The best sex is the sex that focuses on the journey, not the destination, okay? Cuz finishing is nice, but sometimes finishing isn't all that, okay? It's sharing the moment, the journey, the ride together, okay? That makes it good. Okay? To be honest, I would never know if I was good in bed. My ex never gave me any form of feedback. I mean, there's verbal feedback, but there's also physical feedback too. Like, I feel like you can usually tell if someone's enjoying, like, the position or not. Um, I made love on a Texas oil field listening to opera music. It was beautiful. Oh, that's wild. Um, yeah, the importance of foreplay is absolutely uh, cannot be unequivocally cannot be understated. That is true. Okay. Sometimes you don't just get right to it. Okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of flirting, a little bit of moving closer, maybe like a hand on the leg or like arm around the shoulder, or sitting on them or like maybe like pulling them a little closer, maybe a little cuddling beforehand, Um, yeah. Yeah. Uh, Sometimes the builder can take all day. Exactly. You're picking up what I'm putting down. All right. Now, if you're trans, I think this is kind of like important of when should you date and whether you are in a place to date. I think good rule of thumb, I think dating when you're trans, I think if you're trans, okay, I think avoid dating in like the first year of coming out. Um I think dating in the first year of coming out can be pretty turbulent. And I think like your first year of like coming out, you should be spending a lot of time like working on yourself, okay? And as much as you might want to be like comforted by another person or seek that, I think sometimes it's best to know when to focus on yourself. And I feel like that first year of transitioning, not that you can't date, okay? You can date whenever, you're an adult. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Okay? But like that first year of transitioning, you're going through a lot of changes, okay? If you're on HRT, both physically, mentally, like you need to like figure yourself out, okay, and really work on yourself and build yourself up. Before you put yourself out onto the dating market. I also think, regardless of what stage you're in your transition, okay, date when you feel ready to date. There are times where I feel engaged and ready to date, and then there are times like right now where I'm like, I'm more interested in working on pursuing my career and I'm more interested in building up my platform on social media than I am interested in dating. Okay? There's also been times where I've been going through like emotionally turbulent times where I'm like, I don't think it would be best for me to date. I don't think I'm in the right headspace to date. And date when you feel ready. Okay? Don't feel pressured. Don't feel like you need to get into a relationship or like pressured to get into a relationship because everyone you know is in a relationship or because like you just want to have sex. Like seek a relationship when you feel like you're actually ready for one. When you feel like you're like ready to add another person to your life, I guess. I think also too, if you're dating, okay, you should know what you want, okay? In terms of like preferences, like know what you want. I don't think physical preferences matter as much, because I think obviously attraction can change over time. And like you might not be attracted to someone at first, but that you can grow attraction over time. But in terms of like preferences, like focus on preferences like, okay, what do you want in a partner? Do you want someone who's supportive and is always there? Or do you want someone who, I mean, obviously you want a supportive partner. Do you want someone who's always there, always with you, always ready to do something? Or do you want someone who's like, you maybe see each other like once or twice a week? Like, do you want someone who is super like kinky or wild or something like that? Or do you want someone who's more like down to earth, more vanilla? Like, figure out the things that you want before you start dating. Because I think if you just go into dating not knowing what you want, you're going to just waste a lot of time. Yeah. You can also do both dating and a career. You can. I just don't really feel like I'm in a place where I really want to focus on dating right now. I don't know. I got my magic wand back there. So like I'm good right now. Like I don't really like feel a need to like date anyone. Yeah. Any questions, comments y'all have about dating while trans? Any questions or comments? Feel free to ask them. Um, questions, comments. Any questions or comments? Chat. Y'all want to say anything? Y'all want to say anything? Y'all got anything to say? Questions, comments about dating while trans? Being fuck buddies doesn't have to mean dating. That is true. I just like I don't know. I don't really want to spend the time looking right now. Um, the best relationship for me is where me and my partner have a bunch of stuff going on. Then we crash together in a bed and hug in the evening. Yeah, and everyone wants different things. Some people want a partner that's like super intertwined and intermeshed in their life. Um, but some people want a partner that's like you both have very separate lives. And then, but at the end of the day, or like whenever you get together and you come together. So it's just like different dating preferences, different strokes for different folks. I hate that I did that. I hate that I did different strokes for different folks. Yikes. Um, yeah, it's been over 17 years. I just really long, uh, just a really long hug would do it for me. Like, would make you finish? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I think also, too, if you're going into dating, I think, too, like, obviously you should have preferences and stuff like that, but, like, don't be too desperate. I feel like when you're too desperate or you feel like you need a relationship or feel like you need a connection sometimes, you might end up latching on to someone who might not be good for you. So, but that doesn't mean like don't search, don't continue searching. Um, yeah, I think Real Talk and Handcomb Chris need to hug. I think Handcomb and Real Talk need to hug. I think y'all need to hug it out. Okay, y'all need to hug. Y'all need to hug. Maybe kiss. I don't know. Oh my god, am I creating a relationship right now? Oh my god. Pappy the First matchmaker? Oh my god. Who would have who could have seen that coming? Oh my god. No way. Oh my god. Pappy the First? Matchmaker? Kiss? OMG, that sounds so gay. Oh my god. I'm a lesbian too. Kiss? OMG, that sound. Oh my god. Y'all are so gay for each other already. Wow. Wow, I guess I'm just a matchmaker. I guess that's where I should end stream, just being a matchmaker. But yeah. Let's figure out who to raid. Let's figure out. Let's figure out. Let's figure out. Let's figure out who to wait. Let's figure out who to wait. Do you guys ever think gay people do like gay stuff? Yeah. What if gay? What if? What if gay people did gay stuff? What if gay people were like gay and they did like gay transgender stuff? Oh, Daggers is live. We'll raid Daggers. Okay, guys. If you don't join the live, you'll explode. Okay, I'm just saying. You will explode, okay? Trump will call in a drone strike. Actually, Iran will call a drone strike to your house if you actually don't join the raid. That's true. That's like a real thing that's gonna happen. Trust me, I talked, yeah. Yeah. All right. Bye bye. Hopefully you didn't get drone striked. Bye bye. Bye bye.